And good afternoon, White County, Georgia, and all of you watching us this afternoon across North Georgia and Northeast Georgia. I'm Don Strength of the White County Public Safety Office, and coming up over the next few minutes or so, we're going to be giving you a weather briefing. I'm going to kind of talk to you about what we can expect with the weather situation as we have a very dangerous Arctic blast that will be moving through North Georgia this evening, primarily after midnight. So over the next 5 or 10 minutes or so, we're going to kind of walk you through and show you some different weather products and talk to you about what you can expect. Also, White County Public Safety Director David Murphy will join me in just a few moments, and he will bring a message to you about this life-threatening weather situation that we're going to be dealing with basically over the entire Christmas holiday weekend. So let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing I want to share with you is the National Weather Service office in Atlanta has issued a high wind warning. That product was issued this afternoon and goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight and continues through 10 p.m. Tomorrow evening. Now, a high wind warning is something that we don't see very often here in Georgia. And so I want to make sure everybody understands exactly what that means. It means that we expect to see west winds at 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts as high as 50 miles per hour. Of course, that's concerning. That certainly is high enough to bring down trees. We all know what happens when trees start to fall. It brings down power lines, and then we have power outages. So a high wind warning will go in effect tonight at 10 p.m. and continue through 10 p.m. on Friday for White County and several counties of Northeast Georgia. I believe it includes Towns, Union, and Lumpkin, as well as White County. So let's kind of go through some of the highlights of what we're going to be talking about during this weather briefing. And these slides that you're looking at were produced by the National Weather Service office down at Peachtree City. And we're going to kind of piggyback on what they're telling us. They are the experts, and so we relay that information to you. And so this is the latest slide presentation that was delivered to us from the National Weather Service at their 12 noon briefing this afternoon. And so what has changed since the last time we talked to them, the cold front is actually going to be coming in a few hours faster than we originally thought. So now we expect to see the leading edge of that coldest air to move into White County sometime shortly after midnight tonight, probably somewhere around 1 to 2 a.m. when the actual cold front starts to move through White County. Temperatures have also trended a little bit cooler from the models that we were looking at yesterday, about 3 to 4 degrees colder. Snow amounts have also decreased overall. The expected snowfall and rainfall amounts, we really don't expect that to be a problem. We certainly could see a dusting, the grassy areas, the cold rooftops, could possibly see a light dusting. Roadways could also see some frozen precipitation. It really depends on how much precipitation, how fast it moves out, and how fast the cold air moves in. Now, we're going to go from the mid-40s well below freezing in a matter of 2 to 3 hours. So this is going to happen very quickly. So there certainly could be some slick spots on the roadways as this stuff moves in after midnight tonight. And the other ingredient to all of this that really has us concerned is those maximum wind gusts. They have increased, hence the reason we're now under a high wind warning. We could see gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and on some of the higher elevations up on the mountain ridge tops, we could be looking at wind gusts approaching 60 miles per hour. So Certainly going to be an issue with the wind in those trees that may fall because of the wind. Unseasonably cold temperatures overspread all of north and central Georgia late tonight. Temperatures are expected to be in the 20 to 35 degree range, below normal, 20 to 35 degrees below normal. This will be the coldest air that we have seen since 2014. So it's been quite some time since we have been this cold. And, of course, the strong winds, 25 to 35, maybe gusting to 50 miles per hour, will result in critically cold wind chill values, well below zero, expected for at least 24 hours. The winds should start to subside a little bit by Friday evening during the overnight into Saturday morning, but it's still going to be cold whether or not we have the high winds past tomorrow night. So we're looking at a prolonged period of sub-freezing temperatures, 72-plus hours across White County and all of northeast Georgia. Of course, with that quick shot of wintry precipitation, we could have some slick spots on the roadway as well. So let me show you a couple of other slides. These are the temperatures. These are lows predicted by daybreak tomorrow morning. And we're looking across northeast Georgia, across White County. We could easily be looking at temperatures somewhere around 10 degrees by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. I know a lot of you find that hard to believe because it's just not that cold outside right now, but when this cold front moves through tonight, it is going to drop those temperatures drastically. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, again, temperatures will be hovering somewhere around 10 degrees across the White County area. Wind chill factors late tonight into tomorrow morning. We could easily be looking at minus 8 degrees. 10 degrees below zero would not be out of the question. And with some of those higher wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour, we could certainly make it to 20 below zero. Now, wind chill factor is what it feels like on your skin, and that is a huge factor when we talk about hypothermia and frostbite. So you have to take that into consideration if you're going to be outdoors tonight for any reason. You got to make sure that you prepare accordingly. This will be very dangerous wind chill factors for the White County area. And this is just a graphic showing you that drastic temperature drop that we're talking about. This is valid this evening at about midnight. You can see the leading edge of that cold front is right across the Chattanooga area, down into Alabama to near Birmingham, and then on back into southern Mississippi. That's at midnight. By 1:30 or 2 o'clock, we expect that to be across northeast Georgia. So it's going to be moving to the east and to the southeast very rapidly. These are high temperatures for Friday. We don't expect to make it even to 20 degrees across White County on Friday. Right now, the projected high temperature for tomorrow is somewhere around 18, 19 degrees, maybe 20. And that may be a little optimistic. We may very well not make it out of the teens throughout the entire day on Friday. And here's the most troubling piece of this whole thing. It's the strong winds. And these winds will come in, like I said, tonight after the cold front. And you can see that all of White County is shaded in the orange color. And that is the area where we expect to see the 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust. Now, the wind's not going to blow 50 miles per hour the entire time, but we do expect to see sustained winds of 15 to 20, maybe even 25 miles per hour. And then some of the higher gusts could make it up to 50. And if you're up on the ridge tops, up Highway 129 or up 75 up north of Helen, up at Unicoi, you certainly could see wind gusting even higher than 50 miles per hour, maybe even 60 miles per hour. So that's going to be dangerous as far as trees are concerned and those power outages that we could possibly see across White County this evening. Lows by Saturday morning. This is going into Christmas Eve morning. That will probably be our coldest with the actual temperature. we could certainly make it to 5 or 6 degrees early Saturday morning across White County. And by that time, the winds will be backing off a little bit, so the wind chill factors will still be dangerous on Saturday morning. We still could be down there around 10 below zero, but the winds will be subsiding by that time. So we're thinking the wind chill factors, the wind chill index, will start to rise a little bit as we head toward Saturday morning. High temperatures on Saturday, we may make it to the mid-20s for your daytime high. And then on Christmas Day, Sunday, we're still below freezing across White County. We may be looking at low temperatures Saturday night down around 11 degrees, and then wind chill factors on Christmas Day, Sunday, Christmas morning, right around zero across White County here in northeast Georgia. And then our maximum temperatures on Christmas Day, we're going to be pretty close to freezing, maybe 30 to 32 degrees will be our high temperature on Sunday. We should see plenty of sunshine on Saturday and Sunday both, but that radiational heating is not going to help very much with the air temperature. So on Christmas Day even, we expect to stay right there at freezing. So we're looking at from 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, potentially all the way through 7 a.m. Monday morning, below 32 degrees across White County. So that's a maximum of 72 hours of below freezing. And needless to say that is going to cause problems with plumbing. It's going to cause problems with your automobile. Pets must absolutely be brought inside. There's just nothing you can do to make a safe place for them outside during this weather. And of course, we have to check on elderly and folks that we know do not have adequate heat, and check on those folks often to make sure that they are taken care of. Snowfall, I know folks like to see snow, and we've been saying this now for about 2 weeks leading up to this event. Snow's not going to be the issue here. This front is so cold and so dry, there is very little moisture coming in with this storm system. So any snow that falls across North Georgia would come as the cold front moves through after midnight tonight. Most likely would not last, but maybe for an hour, hour and a half, and it will be very, very light. We're talking less than a half inch from the Appalachian chain north, and then from the basically where the Appalachian Trail crosses the mountains south down into Cleveland and Helen, maybe a flurry or two. Cannot rule out the possibility of a dusting on the ground, but no significant snow accumulation is anticipated across North Georgia with this system. However, keep in mind, it wouldn't take much at all to cause some slick spots on the roadways. It is possible that we may get a little rain before it changes to snow. And if the cold air comes in before the wind can dry up the roadways, then we certainly could see some slick spots on the roads. Don't think that would be a long-lived duration issue. I'm thinking probably by noon tomorrow, any problems on the roadways would probably evaporate from all the heavy wind and the solar heating that we will have during the day on Friday. You won't feel it, but it certainly will help evaporate any frozen precipitation on the ground. So this is a graphic that kind of shows the progression of any precipitation that does come with this system starting at midnight tonight through 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. The areas shaded in blue are the areas that are most likely to see, that has the best chance, I think is a better way to put it, of seeing some snow shower activity after midnight tonight. And then by 4 a.m. it should be down across the I-85 and I-20 corridors from about Athens down to around Atlanta. And then just some cold weather tips for you, warnings of hypothermia. Make sure you understand what they are. Confusion, shivering, difficulty speaking, sleepiness, stiff muscles, If you observe someone or if you yourself start having those symptoms and you've been exposed to the cold temperatures, then you need to seek medical attention. Of course, the time to winterize your house has just about ended. The hope is that you guys have been doing this over the last several days so that you can stay warm inside your home. So I'm going to, at this point, bring Director Murphy into the mix, and we're going to welcome all of you back in to our broadcast this afternoon. We're broadcasting from the Situation Room at the Public Safety Headquarters on Helen Highway in Cleveland. And Director Murphy is going to speak to you for just a few moments and explain to you the dangers of the situation we're looking at, and give you a message, hopefully, that will help you prepare for this event that we're about to go into. David?
Thank you, Don. Great job on that briefing. You know, guys, we're so fortunate here in White County that we live in a resilient community. And so many times we've faced different potential disasters that the weather has brought to us, whether it be a tropical storm or a winter snow. So this one within itself is really kind of a concerning for us because of the cold temperatures and the wind that we have. And it's a very dangerous situation, especially we could have prolonged power outages. And if you do not have an alternative heating source, well, then that could be a problem over a period of time. Our Emergency Operations Center is here, available. We'll be opening it up tonight at midnight. We'll be 24-hour operations, and we will be monitoring the situation. As Don has alluded to in some of the slides, there are things that you can do to prepare yourself for this event. We ask you to look at our Facebook page, look at the National Weather Service website, and the ready.gov website, and start looking at some of the things that maybe you haven't thought about that you could do to be prepared for this. In any case, White County government is here to serve you and here to help you as we can. This being a holiday weekend, our resources are very limited. Most of our volunteers that we count on for these type of events may not be available, but we're preparing to help where we can. So please feel free to contact us. And again, this is a very serious, a very dangerous weather event. We pray for the best and hope for the best, and we're just hoping that everybody does well and stays safe out there. And we just thank you for your support. And we want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. If you need us, please do not hesitate to give us a call. Thank you very much. Don?
Thank you, David. I just wanted to reiterate what David was saying. We are standing up our Emergency Operations Center at midnight tonight, so someone will be here right next door to our 911 center in the Public Safety Building. So any assistance that we can provide to you, we will certainly do everything that we can. David, one thing I wanted to circle back to and make sure people think about this. With the winds expected to be gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour this evening, if we do start having trees come down and we start losing power, we have to be mindful, and this is something you need to prepare for, that our utility workers cannot work in that type of weather. With winds that strong, they can't raise the boom on the bucket trucks. So their safety, of course, is very important. So they have a threshold, and they can't get out there and do restoration if that were to happen. So some of those power outages could be prolonged.
Yes, they could be. I think their threshold is around 20 miles per hour sustained wind. So anything over 20, they have to wait until it's safe for them to get out and work. And obviously, we want them to be safe because we need them out there to do what they do. So that is going to be a challenge for the power companies. Now, please note that they do want to know when your power is out. So please notify your utility company as soon as if you do lose power, and let them know that that's the case so they can know what areas they need to focus and concentrate on during that time. You don't have to call the 911 center to report a power outage. There's nothing we can do to help get your power on any quicker. We don't have any magic numbers or magic spells we can do to get the power on quicker, but we are constantly in communication, and we have resources where we can see where the power outages are out as well, So, but just be sure to notify your power company in the event something happens.
Yeah, and that's a great point that I wanted to bring up. Let's keep those 911 lines open for true emergencies. When you call 911 to report your power outage, like David said, that's as far as it goes. I mean, we don't have, like you said, a magic number that we can call to get your power back on quicker. It's just not. That's not what we do. So keep those 911 lines open for true emergencies. That will help us. We will be stretched thin, especially if this continues throughout the weekend. Our hope is that the cold front comes through after midnight tonight. It's very windy for several hours. We have a few sporadic power outages. We get the power back on, and then we nestle in for a cold winter's night for the rest of the Christmas weekend, and we all get to go home to be with our families, and we don't have any major problems. That's our hope. But we are emergency managers, so we have to plan for the absolute worst case scenario so that we can help protect you guys and serve you guys in your time of need if that were to happen.
That's true. That's true. We're always here to help. And, that's a good point, Don, because, who thought we'd be just getting Santa ready to come in here? He needs that cold weather, so, but
he will feel at home here.
He will feel at home for sure.
Absolutely. All right, guys, so we will continue to do these updates as conditions warrant. Once the cold front starts moving in tonight and we see what's happening around northeast Georgia, we watch what's happening in Lumpkin County, Dawson County, because guess what? We're next in line. It's coming to us next. So once we start getting a feeling for what's going on over there, then I'll come back and we'll do some more live broadcasts throughout the night and keep our citizens and our visitors here in White County up to date on what's going on for this weather situation.
And do like us on Facebook. If you like these local specific weather type notifications and information specific to White County, please let us know that on our Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media outlets, and like us and be watching out, because we're going to continue to push out information in every available media source we have.
Absolutely. Thank you, David, for joining us. And again, guys, we'll be back with you probably sometime around midnight tonight, and we'll update you then on what's taking place across White County. Until then, be safe out there. We'll talk to you later.